You know you're in love when she tells you that in the dark. Boy, you're sexy. The hippie area of it either, the Doors and stuff like that. I was a little bit young for the Doors. I started listening to things from, say, because of the TV shows we watched. Music came from, what you came in contact with as a kid. So one of the things that I kind of got in contact with as a kid was obviously TV because it was new, fairly new back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So Happy Days, Bugs Bunny, things like that, the types of music that you would listen to. So in Bugs Bunny, a lot of opera, a lot of jazzy stuff going on because of the music behind it, sound effects. Then it was, on TV for Happy Days, it was always kind of a, 50s kind of bebop, kind of bubblegum music kind of moment.
Yes.
So that was kind of involved in my life. And then, of course, country music. And why country music? Well, I lived in the deep boreal forest. So when your grandparents and them got together for a family gathering, it's what was played on the radio.
Yeah.
So, our TV then changed, to Tommy Hunter's show. And I know a lot of people may not remember the show, but it was a kind of a gallery of musicians that used to go on there and sing. The Wayne and Schuster show, the Muppets, all kinds of, so a lot of this music always played into what I wanted to play in the end. I did try drums.
Nice. You still play drums?
No, I don't touch drums. I basically beat the beat out of the beat. Okay,
yeah.
So I don't know how it is.
Toes,
I don't understand how I got two left hands with a drum set, but I ended up, with a left and right for a guitar.
Yes.
But I grew up in a small, like I say, in a small bush town. So up there, I didn't have a lot of chances to play with a lot of people. So bassman, lead guitarist, stuff like that. At my age, when I started, was probably about 12. So when I started, I had to learn some pretty basic stuff. First Kiss, I think, was one of the first ones I'd ever learned. Then it
Who was that by?
I can't even remember. It's a really old 50s song, and I didn't even learn it all. I just learned a couple of a little beat to go with it, and the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how
it's all about timing.
Yeah, the timing, the rhythm of it. And I wanted to be, once I started to hear that, the bass line of it, and then you kind of mixed in the chord to it, the rest of the chord that should have went with it, well, it didn't sound so bad. So then I realized I didn't want to really pick guitar. I didn't want to be Eddie Van Halen.
No, okay. Yeah.
I love the fact that Eddie is a great guitarist, always will be. I mean, greatest guitarist alive. But I still just like the old campfire sound, of a acoustic guitar. You're able to play it, places you can't play the electric guitar. So you're able to play in places like the cabin with no power. You may be able to strum your electric, but you're not getting the full sound out of it sitting with no power, right? You're not getting that full amplified sound. But with an acoustic, you always have that kind of amplified sound because of the box. So, hence, rhythmic guitarist. Why? Well, I just like the sound of the whole guitar in general. So, picking it a little bit is all right. I do a little bit of that, but I don't play a lot of them anymore. I've got other issues that I've kind of pushed myself into.
Yeah.
But as for the music is concerned, I've always been a big supporter of music, and you know that.
Yes.
I've been on the radio. Won't mention the station. Why? Because they don't deserve the mention.
No.
For me to have been able to be on the air and help our community, the indigenous community, come together a little more as a little more musically entwined, I guess we could call it, because it was a lot of fun doing this show, on the weekend, in a prime time zone.
Totally was a good show, and music is good for the heart. It's a soundtrack of the heart. You know what I mean? And frustrations can get very clogged up. So when you have music to bring out, right? It's a very good way to express yourself.
Well,
keep on explaining.
Well, I think music, and I keep saying it's a soul. I think it's just a window into your soul. I think a lot of people write music because of the things that they're going through, or things they've been through. A tear in the soul is a pretty deep thing to deal with.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people find ways to evolve over a pain like that, so they'll use whatever means that they find to be the best solving method to that healing process.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we get a lot of our musicians from now.
Yeah.
You know, there's some beautiful, beautiful music writers and singers, songwriters. Jan Arden, you know, I mean to mention one. You know, Susan the Blue Card for Aboriginal.
Yeah.
You know, we have the Dixie Chicks. You know, we have an umpteen amount. And why the ladies I mentioned? I guess I just noticed that I'd mentioned nothing but ladies because I think that in full force that, you know, women have become a very big force in the music industry.
They're very good writers.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they're very good writers.
Ones that hold the most pain.
Yes, yeah,
you know,
totally.
You know, we you know, we have a lot to learn as men
Yeah,
yet.
true that.
But I do again. I believe that strongly that it doesn't matter whether you're a man or woman or whatever you choose to be in your life.
Yeah.
That music is a great outlet. Writing is a great outlet. I
Totally.
think is the best way to say it.
True that.
You know, better than lashing out and being
Violent.
physically violent, right? You know,
Yeah.
people have lashed out through their music. We know that. You
No,
know,
totally.
fuck the police. You know,
Yeah.
and we've heard a lot of, you know, over the years, you know, types of music that.
Yeah, different genres and a lot of you know, there's a lot of even rock and roll. You know, there's Rage Against the Machine is one,
Yep.
right? You know, like there's a lot of I can think of some.
Biggest buck in education, Pink
Yeah.
Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about all of the music that we've done and the way that we listen to music, it's why we write the music we do
Yeah,
now.
totally.
For me, I wrote music, country, bush stylish, I guess. Like I say, I've always kind of called my music a little more back bush hillbilly kind of
Yeah.
moment in life. Why? Well,
Country book.
yeah, country bunkin' music kind of, yeah. But it's music that I've appreciated. You know,
Yes.
I've always, like I say, country always took time to write.
There's when you're writing country, I see that it's similar to a lot of like, I mean, it's not like hip hop, but the pain is there. As a hip hop artist, it takes me. I don't just write it. I can't just come up with the whole freaking song right off the bat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of artists that just can do that real quick, but I rather write my songs. You know what I mean? Sit there, think about it. So like, that's why I can see country music taking some time to write. That's what.
Sorry, man.
No, it's fine.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
this is a raw episode.
I
of
think
Lenses
that
and Amps.
in essence, yeah, we find our own way through it, whether it's through music or poetry. And like you say, you know, people don't just plug through it.
Yeah.
Some people do. I wrote one that didn't take as long as I was surprised how quickly it came out. It wasn't bad. But some people are like that. Some songs are just automatic.
Yeah.
Some songs have taken many years to write. You know, I'm pretty sure some of the greats. You know, George Jones didn't write one song overnight.
No.
You know, I think probably the one line that we've heard all Jones sing is, "I don't need your rocking chair." Well, that line couldn't have actually been written when he was 21, could he have been? Unless he was actually in a wheelchair and he'd walked out of it.
Yeah.
This would have taken years for the song to have been written at that point. So, I mean, even though we get older and a little further from the music, our writing doesn't change. Our writing actually only gets better. It's just that we don't perform them anymore.
Yes.
So.
Totally. No, that's. Have you done any shows around the city?
No, I go and help out a friend of mine's band, Serena's Secret.
Yeah.
Always been big proud of her accomplishments, I guess. To be a single mother, you know, to put music in there and still and still juggle all of this life around, you know, all of this around. You know, she's got a lot of. I don't know what to say. Well, it's ambition for sure, but she's got a lot of great music in her that still needs to get out.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that we will see a lot more of Serena, you know, and her secret, whatever that is.
Yes.
You know, we'll figure out. Maybe one day she'll tell the world what Serena's secret really is.
What could it be?
We don't know.
I don't know.
So, but I am a very big supporter of all Indigenous musicians, whether they be whether they're into rap. Although I'm not a big fan of running out to the bar to support it like that, folks. I do, however, will share your stuff on my Facebook because I have family too that are into the generation of what type of music they listen to. I don't know. I like my kind of music. That's it. You're not dragging me into the bar to give me a headache 4 hours later. No offense.
None taken.
Yeah, all right. So, but there are certain, like, I mean, I wouldn't sit in a headbanging moment, a speed metal concert.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'd go to AC/DC though.
Nice.
Ozzy. Somebody, why? Because, well, you can hear them.
Nice.
You can actually hear Ozzy say, Crazy Train. You can hear AC/DC say what a speed metal. I mean, it's all. I don't know. It sounds like a to me, with some bass in it. So, it's still good music though.
Totally.
But at home.
Yes.
I don't want to stand in front of a crowd because you know what happens, mashing.
Yeah.
They're all fucked up.
Mosh pits.
I can go to a country concert and get the same beating too at the bar. Okay, or at least I'm drunk there and I have an excuse to be drunk. Yeah. But at one of these speed metals or punk, you always seem to get injured there, and you don't even need to be drunk because everybody's numbing around. So, no, I'm a little too old for that shit. So.
That's
But I support from home. So I'm just kidding. By the way, you guys, I know about the mashing and shit. But.
Oh yeah, no, this is that's what Lenses and Amps is about. It's raw, uncut, real talk about music that you would love, that anybody loves, doesn't matter.
I would give anything to go see Ernest Munias.
Yeah.
People like that. I mean, I've gone and seen Red Blaze. Big heart out to them guys, man.
Yeah.
They are, like, to me anyway. I say they're one of the biggest trailblazers of them all here in just our little small area of Saskatchewan. Was Red Blaze, Ray Vilburn and the rest of the guys, that came together and put out these musical moments for the rest of Saskatchewan to enjoy. And sadly, where we live kind of chose the direction of his music. But I'll always say that they missed out. The ones that didn't want to listen, they missed out hardcore. Drums was awesome. I go through a list of tunes that he does that I love listening to.
Name 4 of them.
I don't even want to name 4 right now, man, because not been told I can. But I can say that I can always say it in the album that you find drums, you'll always find 3 more right afterwards that I really like that are right on that album.
Nice.
So I always say go check it out yourself. Why? Because you don't need me to tell you what the songs are. You need to get the album and listen to them so you know what the songs are yourselves. I'll give you Drums for One. That one's just really big. One. But nobody else seems to talk about the other ones, and I'd like to see the community say which ones they are.
Yes.
Don't make me be the guy to say what songs are going to be, because Ray has some new stuff out as well.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
For me to say which one I want to hear would be very, uneducational of me to say so, because he's got some really deadly music out. So, I'm hoping to see more of them before, Ray decides to, lead a different, lay a different direction as Ray is getting into his more prime years.
Yes.
So, but he's done always a great job of what he's done. So.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, bro.
All right, my brother.
We're gonna actually have a couple songs of Dion playing here, and then we're gonna end the show. But thank you for watching. Please come back and subscribe to our channel.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dion Cash. I'm Dion Broke. Yeah. I'd like to thank UNICEF. No. Sorry, guys. Alright, well, my name is Dion Lattiser. It's a song I wrote called Long Gone. It's been it's been a while since I don't even remember when I wrote it or why I wrote it. I just wrote it. So.
you weren't home and it didn't feel right. So don't come around here, give me your life. I don't wanna hear it, 'cause I know why. Doors were locked and you weren't in. So don't bother talking, I know where you've been. You didn't even try to give me a call. Now you're alone, you're gonna take a fall. Wipe your face and all those tears. What a waste of something good after years. Say goodbye, say so long. Watch my back 'cause I'm long gone. And if you think the game is for one, look out, baby, here's a big daddy front. I hit for a ball, rock this town. I'm going up, you're going down. Well, this game is over, game and set. Your decision, you're gonna regret. Say goodbye, say so long. Watch my back 'cause I'm long gone. And if you think this game is for one, look out, baby, here's a big daddy fun. I hit for a ball, rock this town. I'm going up, you're going down. Well, this game is over, game and set. Your decision, you're gonna regret. Say goodbye, say so long. Watch my back 'cause I'm long